Hello, engaged family. How are we tonight? I see Jeff and Helen. I know you're on the road. Where are you at tonight? You're muted, Jeff. I can't hear you. Oh, let me see if I can unmute you.
There we go. Las Vegas.
You're in Las Vegas. Well,
Yep.
it's good to see you. Why don't you tell the engaged family community what you and Helen are doing as you're leading up to the August event in Orlando?
Absolutely, Dave. What an incredible opportunity to go out 10 years later. This is our 10-year celebration tour of our
Okay,
time
now I can
spent
hear
with
you.
Engage, and we're going out and seeing people that we did 10 years ago and making new friends with people on the road. There's Dr. Prasad, and I just having the time of our lives. All getting ready for our big event in August 8th and 9th in Orlando, Florida. So
Well, Jeff and Helen, you've been a part of Engage on this journey to really where we've started to achieve and accomplish things that we could only dream about 10 years ago when we started. What are some of the highlights you would share with people about being a part of the Engage community and a product of Engage?
Dave, it's the number of lives that have changed, the people that are now connected with and understand real health, and that's because of who Dr. Prasad is. I feel like that we've all become part of his vision to really bringing health and goodness to the world.
Well, we have a lot of new products that we can really offer good health.
Yep.
Helen, I really love what you just said. Dr. Prasad, think about when we started on this journey together. We had the original Micro Daily, which you had validated with U.S. military, one product. Now, I don't know, Jeff and Helen, have you counted how many products do we have now?
Just only the best and the ones that we really need. And it's fun to go back and revisit like we are today. CBD and the important role that it plays and activated that entire endocannabinoid system of our bodies. I mean, everything that Dr. Prasad has put together is just so precise and works so synergistically with everything. So, Coraline and I were having a conversation this morning about this very, very topic and how we're so blessed to have Dr. Prasad creating these products that work so well together and allow us to target different things that are going on in our lives, because everybody needs that core 4. But then, you can add the digestive boost to that. You can add heart boost and brain boost and CBD boost that we're going to be talking about tonight.
Well, Jeff, I love what you just said. Dr. Prasad over the so we're going on with Dr. Prasad as a part of the family. It's about 8 years at Engage now, maybe 9, and then but in terms of your journey of becoming the Michelangelo of micronutrients and human health, that's been a 70+ year journey for you, Dr. Prasad, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a lot of struggle and
How
headache.
old were you when you came to America from India back? It was 1961, right?
1960. I was
1960. How
25.
old were you?
25.
So 25. So literally 65 years of your life have been dedicated to perfecting your understanding of human health,
Yes.
micronutrition, and the human body. Wow.
Yep.
I like to say track records matter. We won't go through all the accolades, but I mean, you were invited to be a part of the Nobel Prize nominating committee for medicine. You've published 32 books. You were president of the National Society for Cancer and Nutrition. You taught medical doctors or medical students for well over 30 years. You researched for the National Institute of Health, NASA, the U.S. military, on and on and on. We could go on and on about your accolades. I just want people to understand as we're getting ready to do this call, just in the last few months, Dr. Prasad has lectured to world-renowned scientists where was it? In Dubai? Is that right?
Tokyo,
Tokyo, and you're about to lecture where?
Berlin.
In Berlin. Oh, and also wasn't Sweden or Switzerland in there, Dr. Prasad? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
they're in London later on in September.
It's September we're doing Sweden. So Everybody, tonight we're going to talk about one of the more impactful products I know in my life and many other people's lives that Dr. Prasad has helped us to understand the science and the reasons why it's effective. But as we begin this call tonight, I really want to just remind everybody, Engage's mission is to bring health and goodness to this world. And Dr. Prasad, working with top-notch scientists and going through very stringent validation processes, has formulated products for human health, starting with the Micro Daily, which was developed with the U.S. military, 14 clinical studies. This product has demonstrated efficacy in inflammation, hearing health, heart health, energy, immune system, fighting free radicals, oxidative stress, concussion, brain health, radiation.
Yeah.
Dr. Prasad did both clinical animal and studied human results from radiation with our product that was in Germany also, wasn't it,
Right.
Dr. Prasad? And so Dr. Prasad we started with the Micro Daily, and then we started to expand on the areas where we could even enhance synergistically with Micro Daily, enhance your health. We've got brain health, which is our brain boost. We've got eye health, which is our eye boost, which I personally love. Every time I go to the eye doctor, my prescription has gotten better and better. And I'm getting older, but I can read without glasses. I don't need to wear far-sighted glasses, which I've worn my entire life. Just remarkable products. We have heart health. We have digestive health with probiotic and digestive enzymes. Those are two of my very favorites. They've made eating for me a joy when it used to often be a pain. We've got, did I say heart health, which is it boosts blood flow and helps with the immune heart system, cholesterol. We've got sleep boost, which helps with sleep. We've got collagen, another one of our favorites, helps with hair and skin, organ health. Also, it works synergistically with our most recent product, GLP-1 Boost, which is helping people with not only weight loss, but many other issues that people are finding benefits from taking GLP Boost with. Am I missing anything, Dr. Prasad? We've got the kids' gummies, the world's most micronutrient-rich gummies. And these products are patent pending, patent supported, or patented. They're very unique to Engage. Go ahead,
Another
Dr.
one is Omega Daily.
The Omega Daily, and we're going to be having continued education on Omega.
Yes.
Last data I saw, Dr. Prasad, is upwards of 80% of Americans are Omega deficient and only 7% take an Omega. That's an essential fatty acid, or essential fatty acid, right?
Yeah, very essential. Yeah.
And so we've got so many products to cover. And tonight we're going to talk about one of my absolute favorite products, CBD Boost. And I know, Dr. Prasad, you did a lot of research. You looked at the science that came out on CBD. And we're going to present to you tonight one of the products that has dramatically improved my life. I take it every day. It's helped me feel more calm. It's helped alleviate some of the aches and pains that I've had of getting older. And I know you take the product also, don't you, Doctor?
Yes, definitely. Every day, just before going to bed.
And so tonight we are going to talk about CBD Boost. Let me get the slideshow going for us, Dr. Prasad.
Okay.
How does that look? Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it here.
Okay, fantastic. Tonight is CBD Boost. We want to remind everybody as we get started on this call, these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, but these products are formulated to help bring health and goodness to your life. And so our goal is to help you to experience a more healthy life, to experience a more joyful life, and to be free of health challenges as best as we can help, because we know that a foundation for good life is enhanced health. So we're going to talk about health tonight. We want to talk about what is the challenges that CBD Boost addresses. We live in an increasingly stressful world. It's difficult to maintain focus and concentration, especially with the barrage of social media and other influences in our lives. The anxiety in our youth and even in us as adults, it's through the roof. The science and the data says that we're really plagued with anxiety. And Also, sleep quality and restfulness. The CBD can help with all of these areas, and Dr. Prasad has found a very special CBD isolate approach that we think can help enhance your life. So we want to talk about how CBD can be the answer. So number one, there's a lot of confusion, or historically there's been a lot of confusion about marijuana and CBD and THC and hemp. What we want you to know is our CBD isolate is not marijuana. CBD isolate it's a natural compound found in the hemp plant, which is a cousin plant to marijuana, but it is not marijuana. It's non-psychoactive and it offers benefits without you getting high. CBD is known and scientifically validated for its calming and therapeutic effects. It can aid in relaxation, stress relief, and CBD does not contain THC, which is the compound in marijuana that makes you high. And so we don't sell that. That is not what we're offering. And the answer that CBD isolate provides is very compelling from a health standpoint. So we want to introduce you. This is a bottle of CBD Boost. It's your daily balance of, it's your daily dose of balance in your life. It's going to help enhance your life if you're struggling with anxiety, if you're struggling with some chronic pain, if you're struggling with sleep. These are the main areas that the CBD Boost helps in. What makes our CBD Boost isolate unique is, number one, it's THC free. Want to remind you this is not a product to get high with. It's GMO free, it's gluten free, it's US grown, it's hemp derived, it's third party tested by the state of Utah. In order for us to sell this, we have to submit our product, our finished product, to the state of Utah. They test it and give us a certification of its ingredients. We test it for heavy metals. We test it for impurities. It's tested for THC. It's tested for levels of CBD. And so it is registered with the state of Utah, and we're approved for sale online from the state of Utah. So now we're going to talk about the science behind CBD Boost and the benefits that you can expect from them. So Dr. Prasad, why don't you talk about, let's start by educating people about CBD and the endocannabinoid system. This is a system that's different than the inflammation system in the body. Help us understand the endocannabinoid system. And I know this was an exciting area of research that you conducted that really enlightened you on the power of CBD.
Yeah, first you have to know the human has two very important defense systems against oxidative stress inflammation. One of the major ones is the antioxidant system that we all know of. But another very important component is endocannabinoid system. And endocannabinoid system consists of several, some ligand like anandamide and 2-AG, a big name I can't pronounce, you will see later on. But, and it works by a receptor. But CBD uniqueness is that not only it activates the endocannabinoid system, which works by a receptor, but CBD also acts directly on a non-endocannabinoid receptors, like serotonin receptor, dopamine receptor, glutamate receptor. So it has a double and very, very important function for our health, like you mentioned. It reduces the anxiety, depressions, and make you happy.
Okay, so we'll talk some more specifically on the receptors, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, for example,
I want people to understand that CBD is from, like I said, from the hemp, not marijuana. Both of them are from the cannabis family. The hemp plant has possibly, some have 0.3 THC, which is filtered out of the isolate, whereas a marijuana plant has up to 20% THC.
Yes.
But CBD is the only non-toxic compound which can stimulate the
cannabinoid system. And endocannabinoid system is very important because sometimes you have to improve you have to face a stress that it activates the endocannabinoid system, which is anandamide, and they activate CB1 receptor CB2 receptors, and then they work, increases the antioxidant system or endocannabinoid system and helps to defend against oxidative stress and inflammation. And they also prevent against inflammatory changes in your body. And so it has a double system. But most important, the function right now, that we have two highly evolved system, antioxidant defense system, like I mentioned, and endocannabinoid system. And endocannabinoid system appeared much later, evolutionary scale, than the antioxidant defense system. Although it was present in the animal for millions of years, it was discovered only in 1992 while they were investigating the effect of THC. So sometimes you do a research on and something new discovered.
Well, Dr. Prasad, I think that's one of the things I absolutely admire in you, and this is reflective of all of our products, is you stay on top of the science that's coming out, and then you can marry that new science with your basic science.
Yes.
And where you were able to take your understanding of the antioxidant defense system, which is what the Micro Daily and other products
Everything, yes, exactly.
and see the synergy between having a product that works with the antioxidant system and a product like CBD Boost that works with the endocannabinoid system. So even though it was only recently discovered, you've been able to marry that science into a new product, which is really impressive.
Right. Exactly.
Well, let's talk. So you were talking before about the receptors. So let's dig a little bit deeper.
Endocannabinoid defense system consists of, just like antioxidant system consists of antioxidant enzymes and many other antioxidant compounds. Same way, endocannabinoid defense system consists of two small molecule anandamide and 2-AG, 2-arachidonyl glycerol, 2-AG. Endocannabinoid receptor, there are two receptors, CB1R and CB2 receptor. Synthesize, and then there are synthesizing and degrading enzyme. Elevation of antioxidant and the 2-AG activate. These are very important ligand for the endocannabinoid system because they directly activate CB1 receptor and CB2 receptor. CBD is the only safe agent that enhances the level of anandamide and 2-AG, which is the only agent that can activate cannabinoid receptor 1 and cannabinoid receptor 2. There are few synthetic enhancers of the level of anandamide and 2-AG, but they have not been tested in human, and they could be toxic. So
we have a good scientific understanding of why CBD is working. It's because it's interacting in the endocannabinoid system on these receptors in our body. And these receptors directly tie to stress, anxiety, pain.
Yes.
It's, Dr. Prasad, I'm just going to do a little diversion here because we just launched the GLP-1 Boost product. And I remember we're talking about the GLP-1 receptors are like in the brain and the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to me how important these receptors are, and that we have nutritional compounds, which CBD is a nutritional because it comes from a natural plant, that then work with the body and the natural evolution of the body to receive them and use them. This is something people, I think, don't understand. We live in such a world of pharma that we don't understand that natural is the way the body's designed to respond to these things, right?
Right, exactly.
Well, let's continue on here. So CBD enhances the endocannabinoid system and it reduces glutamate release. Help us understand, what is glutamate release and what does that mean?
It means when glutamate gets released high level, it is very toxic to neuron. It will kill neuron.
Okay.
And if it is at a smaller amount released, then they cause hyperactivity in children, like you see in ADHD or autism children. So glutamate, in sometimes advanced cases of Alzheimer's disease or Parkinson's disease. And so the glutamate started increasing, so that not only damage or kill neuron, but it also causes hyperactivity.
So we want to minimize the production or release of glutamate in our body. Is that right?
That's correct.
Is there a positive function of glutamate?
Glutamate is a smaller amount. It is a neurotransmitter. It is important.
Okay, so Glutamate is a neurotransmitter that when in small amounts, it's facilitating our neural
Yeah.
system. But when we're getting excess amounts of glutamate, it's overstimulating the system and causing problems.
Causing problem, neurological disease, all
So
kind
that's
of
where we
diseases.
get that's part of the fun. Like, does that mean people with high anxiety, high nervousness?
Yeah. Hyperactivity, anxiety, contributes to that.
Okay, so CBD works in the endocannabinoid system.
Mm-hmm.
It's different than an oxidative inflammatory mechanisms that are triggered by
Right. Because they work via receptor and do something, some other way doing it.
But micronutrients don't work in the endocannabinoid system, right? So we need CBD to address the endocannabinoid system.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay, so basically this third bullet point where it says CBD prevents the release of glutamate during acute neurological diseases and progression of neurodegenerative diseases. The function of it is working in the endocannabinoid system to limit the release of glutamate.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to talk about sources of our CBD. So cannabinoids, once again, come from a hemp. Cannabidiol, CBD is a major cannabinoid. It's a precursor of CBD and a minor cannabinoid. So it's not like THC. Once again, I'll remind you, ours is third-party tested, approved by the state of Utah. And the THC is the minuscule amounts that are in there taken out to where we have no THC in our product, or we should say no measurable amounts. I want to address some confusion about CBD products. We hear a lot of people talk about full spectrum, broad spectrum, and that those are better than CBD. I want to explain what full spectrum is. Full spectrum CBD has everything that a hemp plant is, including the THC. So you're going to get THC in full spectrum.
Yeah.
Broad spectrum has everything that's in a hemp plant except the THC. Now, a lot of people are selling CBD oil that could be full or broad spectrum CBD. That means it's got everything in it. Now, CBD isolate is where we go in and there's a process, a pharmaceutical process for taking the CBD isolate out, and it's a highly purified CBD. It's like 99.5, 99.8% pure CBD. Now, Dr. Prasad, you feel that CBD isolate is much better than full spectrum or broad spectrum for dealing with the issues we're talking about. Why don't you explain to people why you think that?
Yeah, because there are some published information that shows that those things, first you have a THC, the full spectrum out of question, then because you have THC, which can be addictive in nature and mess up your brain. And so that's an out of question. Broader spectrum has everything, but certain things there in a broader spectrum, because it has everything that plant has, and some of the component of the plant might interfere with the action of CBD. So you don't want to have anything junk there in combination with CBD. And one time, David, you sent me the paper where they were comparing a broader spectrum versus the CBD isolate.
Right.
And they were claiming the broader spectrum is better than CBD isolate. But when I looked at their curve it required 5 times less to produce the same effect as the broader spectrum. And so, sometimes they claim in a marketplace, which is not true. I think CBD isolate is not only highly purified, but the best form to be effective for what you want in terms of your health, in terms of reducing anxiety, depression, and so on.
So and you are very much focused on the science as validation as well as real world experiences. As you've looked at the research out there, as we've looked at the research, we haven't found any compelling research that says broad spectrum has a better effect. In fact,
not at all.
Your perspective is when you looked at the research, it said it had a worse effect because in essence, you're diluting the CBD isolate, which is having the effect with all of the other ingredients.
Much a smaller dose, yeah.
Okay. In addition, we want everybody to understand if you're looking for hemp oil,
Yeah.
to provide you a benefit. Hemp oil has no CBD. It's simply the oil from hemp. So
Yeah.
it's a misunderstanding of CBD if people are buying hemp oil thinking they're going to
Many
get
people are buying it. I mean, they promote this kind of stuff, nonsense, but
well,
nothing you can do.
the thing I love about you is you have no problem challenging people on nonsense without scientific
Yeah.
support. And so we just want everybody to understand Dr. Prasad's very strong opinion is hemp oil has no benefits compared to CBD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Prasad, you have settled on CBD isolate as the answer. And so what we've done is gone to the absolute highest level. We get CBD isolate manufactured and from it's taken from hemp and it's processed in pharmaceutical grade facilities to the highest degree of purity that we've been able to find or create, which is, like I said, 99.5+% pure. So you're getting absolutely the best CBD isolate available today when you buy Engage's CBD Boost.
And that's why we are getting so positive feedback from our Engaged family members.
Well, I think the CBD is certainly a product that people have very strong testimonials and experiences with. I want to talk now about the protective actions of CBD. So, Dr. Prasad, you talked about how CBD elevates the level of anandamide, which activates the endocannabinoid receptor CB1R and CBD2.
Right.
The CBD, you've talked about how it reduces the inflammation in our endocannabinoid system by activating the CB2R receptor.
Again, this is a kind of different mechanism that say antioxidant will do it. So this adds up more effective reduction in chronic inflammation if you combine with the CBD.
Well, and the CBD exhibits a weak or moderate antioxidant activity by activating the CBD
CB1 receptor, yeah. Yeah.
It also activates non-cannabinoid receptors such as serotonin, dopamine, and adenosine. Why don't you talk about what that?
Yeah, this is very important, this issue. CBD is first, CBD act as first you have to know the serotonin level in your brain is very important to keep you calm and quiet and nice feeling. And when it goes down, metabolism, then you have all these kind of depression, anxiety, and depression. That is the function of CBD. I mean, the serotonin. So what CBD does, it acts as a inhibitor of reuptake of serotonin, because if serotonin gets uptake in the cell, then they get destroyed there by the enzyme. So they prevent the entry. So that's why they call it a serotonin reuptake inhibitor. And this an FDA-approved drug is available to prescribe for anxiety and depression, is also called inhibitor of reuptake inhibitor of serotonin, inhibitor of serotonin reuptake inhibitor. So that's the FDA drug that could be toxic. Our product is not toxic. So that's one function. CBD also stimulates the receptor. Here, the receptor, the serotonin receptor. So cell can make more serotonin. So you have two different way of increasing the serotonin level in your brain, and so that you can feel happy and you can feel relaxed and no anxieties. And it also has a dopamine D2, they call D2 receptor of dopamine, that increases temporarily the tiny amount of increase, not very high level of increase, but in tiny amount of increase, that makes you happy and relax. So this is very important. Adenosine is also function in terms of energy, but most important, those are the major functions. CBD
This reminds me of what we've been talking about with the GLP-1 boost.
Yeah.
How GLP-1 boost naturally stimulates the body to produce GLP-1 hormones, right? So
Yeah.
versus the drug like Ozempic, Wegovy, they're mimicking what we're doing, but they're mimicking the GLP-1 hormone with a semaglutide. So it's a synthetic mimicking.
Right,
So what
exactly.
you're talking about, Prozac, Zoloft, these other
Yeah,
synthetic,
yeah, they are all, yeah,
they're
prescription.
all synthetically doing what you are doing naturally with the CBD.
Exactly, exactly. What CBD does naturally.
Well, and that's why with the products we have, there's virtually, there's very little, if any, side effect. I mean, negative.
Yeah, no side effect. I mean, to children, as you know, FDA approved giving CBD to
Yeah,
children.
high doses too. I mean, what,
750 milligrams for seizure.
yeah,
I mean,
for epilepsy.
and they have been tested. It's very non-toxic. It's just like antioxidant. There's no toxicity.
That's another thing I want everybody to clearly understand. All of Dr. Prasad's formulations are formulated with safety first. So
Yes,
these
yes.
products are safe to take. Well, we're going to continue on. Now, there's some interesting science that's come out about the function of CBD and Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, see, so for example, CBD exhibits neuroprotection by removing oxidative stress by antioxidant, and it also acts as an anti-inflammatory, just like the antioxidant does, but they do by different mechanism. It also reduces beta amyloid production. As you know, beta amyloid is the protein which causes a Alzheimer's disease, initiation and progression, and also hyperphosphorylation of tau protein, which participate and initiate in the progression of Alzheimer's disease. So it reduces it, both beta amyloid production and hyperphosphorylation of tau protein. Second thing is that it prevented and reversed cognitive dysfunction in any order. That's amazing. It prevented and reversed. So it is very important that indeed it can be very useful. But there are many other things for Alzheimer's disease, but it is important to know that even CBD contributes not in the major way, but at least very important way for prevention and improved management of Alzheimer's disease.
So really the baseline function of what CBD does, I love it, this first bullet point. It exhibits neuroprotective, antioxidant, and anti-inflammation properties specifically in the endocannabinoid system. And you're not aware of any other nutritional product that can do that, right? I mean, CBD stands alone in this. And
but
then
again, it's so important function, but the important thing is that CBD also works synergistically with the antioxidant micronutrient, for example, because they do very similar thing, but they do by different mechanisms, so they are synergistic rather than additive.
Well, the CBD has numerous other functions. I'll just quickly go through them. It reduces production of excitatory neurotransmitter glutamate, which we talked about earlier. Enhances the production of inhibitory neurotransmitter gamma. Man, this is just a lot of science, Dr. Prasad. I think, the bottom line is CBD, from a scientific standpoint, it functions in the neurosystem, the endocannabinoid system, to help anxiety, pain, sleep.
Yeah. I think main function of the CBD really is on the brain, in your neurological system, and you can see that that's why in advanced cases like advanced disease of Parkinsonism or Alzheimer, you develop a abnormal behavior. You start feeling hallucination, depression, anxiety, aggressive behavior, and these kind of things are because of disturbances in the GABA amino acid and another neurotransmitter, serotonin. And you can see that how CBD improves those systems, and therefore you don't have in advanced cases, you will not suffer from anxiety and depression if you are taking also CBD together with the micronutrient that we always recommend.
So other functions of CBDs, we've covered a lot of these. Just to remind you, increases the levels of anandamide, one of the ligands, endocannabinoid system. This is science Dr. Prasad has from, he's quoting here from a translation of Psychiatry 2023. It directly stimulates non-cannabinoid receptors such as serotonin receptors, dopamine, receptors, adenosine receptors. Once again, Science, Seaman, P, Translation Psychiatry 2016. It acts as an inhibitor of serotonin uptake. It prevented long-lasting anxiety and fear in a human and an animal model. This is the Gregorian D. Payne 2019. We just want you to know what we're saying here. This is validated in science done by third parties, specifically who have have been doing research on CBD isolate, which Dr. Prasad has formulated for us.
Exactly.
So let's remind everybody the conclusions of CBD and its role in our health. It's safe and legal. Don't worry about that. It's the best form of effectiveness for these issues we've talked about. Anxiety, depression, fear, by increasing levels of serotonin and dopamines in the humans with or without disease. CBD reduces hyperactivity, agitation by reducing the levels of glutamate and increasing levels of gamma aminobutyric acid. And so these are lots of science for you, but the bottom line is this CBD isolate and CBD boost is highly effective. What makes CBD Boost special? It's Dr. Prasad's proprietary formulation. Again, it's the right combination. CBD can be used in combination with other products to enhance their effectiveness in the right quantity.
Yes.
I want to talk about right quantity, Dr. Prasad.
Right quantity is I wanted to make sure that whatever important, in case of this one, the quantity must have to be totally safe. Like in our case, is isolate, and that they directly stimulates dopamine receptor, serotonin receptor, and also activate the endocannabinoid system. So the quantity is very important, because if you, in this case, really, it is safe dose, so you can have a little bit variation in quantity, but in some issue, quantity could be toxic. But in this case, says up to 1,000 milligram, it is not toxic. But,
okay, so Dr. Prasad, we formulated a bottle of CBD Boost has 1,500 milligrams.
Yes.
And it has 25 milligrams per capsule.
Per capsule. So some people can take 2 capsules a day. Some people take 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. Some people can take more. It depends upon your situations, how chronic you have, or even acute effect. Sometimes, for example, college kids have acute effect of worrying about it, anxiety, depression, of grade, and all kind of stuff. Even they can take 1 or 2 dose if you are having that problem. 1 or 2 capsules.
I think you hit an important thing here, and that is each one of us has to be the caretaker of our own health.
Exactly.
So what we have found is with CBD, there's a broad spectrum of different responses to the CBD. Like I know we have some of our customers, they just do 1 capsule a day and that's everything they need.
Yeah.
Myself, I do 2 in the morning, 2 at night. So 1 bottle, I basically 1 bottle for me is 15 days because I'll do 100 milligrams a day. So I do 2 bottles a month.
Yeah.
Each one of you, based on whatever your situation is, you need to find that right level.
Yes, exactly.
We recommend starting really with 1 or 2 capsules and then either going up from there or down from there, right?
Yeah, I mean, individual, remember, it is safe, so you don't have to worry about it. But
you're basically the scientists, I mean, based on your studies with the FDA, pretty much someone could take a half a bottle, 750 milligrams in a day and be just fine, right? There's no real upper limit of
no. Only thing is that, if you go like, 500 or over 500, and if somebody has it in some people, not everybody, some people can inhibit the enzyme in the liver, and that prevents the degradation of medication that you are taking, and because this inhibits the enzymes, and so you can have some accumulation of medication that you are taking. But I don't think, long term, I'm talking the long term, not for a week or 2 weeks, long term.
Well, so Dr. Prasad, that brings up another important point. You can take CBD Boost with medication. There's no contraindication.
Yeah, right. There is no contraindication at all. That's very important. Almost all things that we have developed I make sure it has no drug interaction, because many older people like me have got some drug.
Right. So that's another point. And then the final point I want to make here again is CBD isolate is more effective than other forms of CBD, and we are
Exactly.
we
Exactly.
believe that, and the science supports that.
Yes. Yes.
So let's talk real quick about the benefits, because this is why all of us take it. Is it enhances our focus? It'll help your concentration, better productivity. You know, Dr. Prasad, it's interesting. Janine, you know, my special lady, she comments all the time on me on how when I go get focused, I get really focused. And sometimes, so the way she'll get my attention is rather than saying Dave, she'll say David. So she'll say my full name because I get laser focused, and I know a big part of that's because I'm doing the CBD every day.
Yeah.
Stress relief. I know my levels of anxiety and stress have gone down greatly with the CBD, and I've had a lot of stress in my life, as I'm sure most all of you have. Unease management, meaning I just don't feel nervous. I just have a sense of calm. I really have found an ability to enjoy my gardens and sunsets and sunrises, and I think the CBD enhances that. So I think you'll find a sense of peace in your life as you work. We take CBD and do some other things in your life to improve that. Sleep quality, you know, Dr. Prasad, I'm going to just say this. I rarely have to take the sleep boost because on the CBD, I'm sleeping great anyway. You know, it's an
Yeah.
interesting thing. So to me, I look at the sleep boost as like a boost if I'm having a hard time sleeping.
Right.
CBD
Right.
is something that helps me to basically never have a problem sleeping. And
I
then
think big
the
words
final
there.
thing is it's an overall wellness support in combination with our Core 4 and our other
Yeah.
products.
Yes.
We talked about the dosage, the FDA epilepsy, 700 milligrams a day for children, safe. You know, you talked about, you recommend, you know, if you're taking 200 milligrams a day, which is 8 capsules, and not getting the results you want, you may need to have a really compelling reason to take more than 200 milligrams a day. Don't you think,
Sure.
Dr.
Sure.
Prasad?
Sure. Yeah. If
And
you're
we
not having any results, yeah.
right? And we reminded everybody we're all unique. So find your dose. This is one where find your special dose. For me, it's 4 a day, 2 morning, 2 at night. Most people, like I said, start with 2 capsules.
Yeah. I take 2 capsules.
You do 2 a day, Dr. Prasad. That's what
Yeah.
you do.
Yes. In the evening.
Okay. For sleep help, take it in the evening, and it will
Yes.
help with restful, deeper sleep.
Yep.
For anxiety help, take it in the morning and evening. That's what I do. I do
Right.
2
And
morning.
if you have anxiety, you have to take it twice, definitely.
Okay. So we talk about CBD and sleep boost as a perfect combination. So for me, if you're really having a struggle with sleeping and the CBD doesn't, you know, solve that, then add the sleep boost. For me, when I add sleep boost, I'll do 2 or 3 capsules of sleep boost, and man, I sleep like a rock. I sleep like a rock. And those testimonials, we have the same with so many other people.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay, Dr. Prasad, this is the big news.
Okay.
This is the big news, you know, for our preferred customers and our affiliates. The CBD boost, it's not inexpensive. It's $77.99 a bottle. And, you know, at Engage, we're highly conscious of people's budgets. We try to price our products at a price that's affordable for the masses, but we still understand when things are a little expensive. And the CBD boost can, the benefits certainly are worth the cost, but this is an opportunity where we're going to give you for one week, from tonight till next Tuesday night. We're going to give you 1 week to stock up on whatever amount of CBD you want, and you're going to get a free bottle. So that's a $78 savings. What do you think about that, Dr. Prasad?
That's fantastic.
So for me, you know, where I do basically almost 2 bottles a month. This is, and if you're a high user of CBD, or even if you're going to just try to stock up on some, this is your one chance to do it. We don't do a CBD promotion very often, maybe once or twice a year. So this is your chance to buy 2, get 1 free, save $78. The sale, it's already online. You can go get it. You can call customer service. And this special offer goes through next Tuesday night at 6 p.m. So all of you who take CBD, this is your chance to stock up. All of you who know someone that you think should be taking CBD, this is your chance to let them know, share it with them,
Yes.
and take advantage of this really once in a very blue moon opportunity to save some money. Dr.
Yeah.
Saad, what do you think? Is this it's a
I
good
think it's a good.
people
So
say-
if somebody order a 4, he will get a 2 free?
if you buy 4, if you buy 2 bundles, you get 2 free. Yeah. So if you buy
Oh,
if you
wow.
buy 2 bundles of this, so you're going to get 4 bottles you pay for and 2 bottles for free.
Wow, that's pretty good.
$78 saving. Also, want to remind everybody, we have a boost promotion that we really want to reward our loyal consumers. So we have bundles that we sell. We have our basic bundle, which is micro daily and probiotic. We have our Core 4 bundle, our Core 4 GLP-1 bundle. We want you to know that you can save up to $20 on a boost product by adding it to a bundle. And we also, for our very best consumers who are taking the GLP-1 Core 4, we're just going to straight up give you the $20 discount on every bundle or every boost product you buy. So we really want people to understand that we're really trying to help you save. We want to ask you to send us a review on the products. You can do it in the back office on the app or on our website. We really love to hear how people are doing. Dr. Saad, I know there's nothing that makes you feel more rewarded than hearing your mission of bringing health and goodness to
Yeah.
people's lives and hearing them share those stories.
But definitely, that's why sometimes we have a program of testimonial. I thoroughly enjoy it.
Also,
Makes me
follow us
happy.
on our social media and blogs. We keep you updated on what's happening at Engage, keep you updated on stories and information. The other thing I want to let everybody know, we also have a rewards program. Anyone who's on a subscription, you're getting 5 to 100% back on your subscription. The way it works is your first 3 months on a subscription, we give you 5% back every month. Your next 9 months, we give you 10% back. Anyone who's on our products for over a year, you get 15% and back every month. The way we give it to you back is we give you free reward points, which is like real money that you can use to buy product. And then those of you who start a subscription and do at least 4 subscriptions on that 4th subscription, not only do we give you 10% back, we give you an additional 100%. So you're getting 110% back on your 4th month subscription. And Dr. Prasad, the people are loving their reward points. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to just thank everybody for joining us tonight. We're going to, let's see here, stop the share. And Dr. Prasad, what would you like to say to people as we finish this call tonight?
I hope you enjoy in life, have reduce the stress and anxiety as you are growing older, so that you can interact with your family and friends more nicely. And so CBD extremely plays important role in addition to Core 4 or our basic bundle. And that's what I will say, that, to maintain a good health, we have everything what you need. You decide what you want.
Well, Dr. Prasad, I see a whole bunch of testimonials of people here in the chat. I've got Laura Lee. She said, been on the Core 4 2 months, sleeping through the night. Thank you. And then I've got Jeannie Dunlap to everybody. She's saying, I love the CBD and Sleep Boost. These have changed my life. I've got Cynthia Purple Lady saying, I tried the CBD. I love it. I've got Gretchen Daniel. She's got more fire, heart, and clapping emojis than I can even count.
Oh, I didn't understand what this emoji is.
Yeah, they're just on fire, Doc. So I got Rebecca
Oh,
Johnson.
I see.
Thank yous and claps. We got Carol talking about, here's a question. How does CBD affect blood thinners, Dr. Prasad?
No, it has no interaction.
So you should be just fine with a blood thinner. And so thank you for you all sharing your comments tonight. Thank you for joining us on this call. I don't know how to say it anymore suggestively, but if you want the CBD, you're not going to get a better deal, a better price, a better opportunity than what's on the table here for 1 week. For the next week, we are running an absolute, $78 savings. That's not inconsequential to folks. So, and we have no limits. You can stock up on however much you want. And so tonight's, this is personally one of the things I love to do, is to present opportunities for you to save money. So tonight's one of those nights for the next week. And I thank you for spending an hour of your evening with us tonight. I hope that you feel like it's been worthwhile. I hope you can share with us and catch our vision of what Engage is all about. and understand the foundation of Engage, which is Dr. Prasad. I like to call him the Michelangelo of micronutrient science.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad. And I hope you understand that at Engage, we're about being real. So we present real science, real results, real products. We are what we say we are. And we know that the results will be absolutely fantastic for the vast majority of you. And
Yeah.
so I thank you all for being here tonight. Dr. Prasad, what would you like to say as we say goodbye?
I just wanted to assure them that I'm always there for you, and I will continue to develop a new product for your health as it needed.
Well, Dr. Prasad, because we have these folks here tonight, Dave's I'm gonna say a little bit. Everybody knows that in August, we're gonna be launching one of your new products.
Right.
It might be two. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll
Yeah.
see. We shall see. Right, Dr. Prasad? You've just
That's right. I have not told anybody as yet.
You don't say it. We say nothing more. Our lips are zipped. But anyway,
Yeah.
August is going to be fantastic. We can't wait to see everybody. And thank you so much for joining us. Good night, everybody.